Mama, your inner thighs connect straight into your pelvic floor, and without strong inner thighs, there is a dumping that occurs with your pelvic floor, and then the collapse trickles on into your knees and your ankles and your hips and your back. So you need to have strong inner thighs if you want. The adductor muscle plays a huge role in helping to support the pelvic floor. So sometimes what we see is when the adductor muscles are really, really tight, those adductor muscles are taking on so much of the working load. There's a weakness and an imbalance. The adductor muscle is where we think of our inner thigh. So just right along right here. So if that muscle is always on and never has a break or isn't having a fair transfer of load from its counterparts, it is going to be tight because it never gets a break. So when the inner thigh is really, really tight, it means that the glute med is very, very weak. So both of these muscles right here help to support the pelvis. The inner thigh supports the pelvis right here internally, and the glute med helps to support the pelvis externally. The other contributing factor that helps here is your transverse abdominals. Okay, so if a weak transverse abdominal is going to push a lot of that pressure and load onto your inner thighs. You're going to lay down on a flat surface, heels together, knees. So I got a question on abdominal doming / coning. It means the same thing, but it's basically when you are doing an exercise that puts strain or pressure or effort on your abdominals, and your abdominals are not able to support the movement. So there's a mismanagement of pressure where the internal pressure on your belly is pushing outward and making a dome shape. So it would look like this. Do you see how my abdominals are pushing outward? And from the upward position, it looks like this. So that exasperates diastasis recti, or makes it worse. Depending on where the pressure is, it can also push downward and encourage prolapse issues and prolapse symptoms. So when you're doing abdominal exercises, always think about where that pressure is going and mentally feel what that feels like. It should never feel like your organs are pushing downward or that your organs are pushing outward. Everything should feel like it's nice and centered. It can help when you're doing an abdominal exercise to use your breath, like you're blowing out candles. So you should slightly hear your breath through pursed lips. And also thinking about wrapping your abdominals like a zipper from the bottom of your pubic bone all the way up towards your ribs. So never wrapping from the top downward, that pushes pressure, but wrapping from the bottom up. So if you were to put pressure on your abdominals or put tension on your abdominals, you exhale, brace the abdominals. Think about pulling that imaginary zipper from the pubic bone to the sternum, rather than, and I can feel that here and here. So when you notice that you're doing an abdominal exercise and you see or feel coning, you absolutely have to stop, reassess, notice what's going on, what exercise is causing or creating the tension. Is it breath? Is it something that can be modified? So stop, assess, and if necessary, regress the exercise. So do the exercise where there's less tension. So if you're doing this abdominal exercise on the knees rather than demonstrating where you're leaning back, to modify, maybe sit down, hands back, where you just have a little bit more support or tension. So if you're seeing or feeling that when you're doing a core exercise, let's just do like this side, modified side oblique, peek, take a look. If it's bothersome, maybe 2 hands on the floor to help support. So modify or regress and reassess, check. Is there anything I can do with my breath? Is there anything I can do with my movement? Is there anything I can do with the contraction of the abdominals to help support the movement?